Valentine's Day is a day of expressing love in all forms, between couples, amongst family, and even friends. But the origin of St. Valentine's Day is dark, muddled, and extremely bloody, and it all begins with two stories: a pagan celebration and a beheaded priest. The earliest origin of St. Valentine's Day began with Lupercalia, an ancient pagan holiday of the Roman Empire, one of the few pagan holidays that were still celebrated at the time, which was 150 years following Christianity's legalization. Lupercalia was celebrated from February 13th to 15th, a fertility holiday that was dedicated to Faunus, the Roman god of agriculture, and Roman founders Romulus and Remus. During Lupercalia, the Roman men would slay a goat and use goat hides dipped in blood to gently whip the women, believing this would help their fertility. Another tradition during Lupercalia was to place the names of men and women into two separate jars for them to be randomly selected and paired together. They would then be paired as a couple for the rest of the year, and if they fell in love, they would marry. During this time period, the Greeks were also known to celebrate a holiday dedicated to the marriage of Zeus and Hera, which may have also played a role in influencing our modern holiday of Valentine's Day. But it was in the stories of Christian martyrs where we find the namesake for St. Valentine's Day. There are differing legends of Christian martyrs behind the origin of St. Valentine's Day. This holiday came about during the Roman Empire and during a time the pagans were persecuting the Christians, one of those rare moments when it wasn't the reverse. There are three stories, the first of which comes from a priest named Valentine who refused to convert to paganism and was placed in jail to await his execution by Roman Emperor Claudius Gothicus, also known as Claudius II. While in jail, Valentine became close to the daughter of his jailer, who he was said to have healed of her blindness. But word of this miracle spread and led to his swift execution. But before his execution, his last letter to the jailer's daughter was signed as "From your Valentine," making it the origin of the Valentine's Day card. The second story tells of Bishop Valentine of Terni, who is said to be a miracle worker, known for being able to heal disabilities. There was a scholar who sent for Bishop Valentine to heal his son as he could not speak or straighten his body, and after a night of prayer, the bishop miraculously healed the boy. This caused the entire family along with the visiting scholars to convert to Christianity. But news of this miracle quickly spread, and Bishop Valentine was arrested, told to renounce his faith, and after refusing to do so, he was beheaded. And the third story, which is the most commonly known, is of a Roman priest named Saint Valentine, who secretly performed weddings for soldiers forbidden to marry, thereby defying the Roman emperor's orders, which decreed that married soldiers would not make good warriors, preventing young men from marrying. Valentine also wore a ring with Cupid on it so soldiers would be able to recognize him, and he handed out paper hearts as a reminder to Christians of their love of God. The priest Valentine was martyred and soon became Saint Valentine, known as the patron saint of love. Because of these stories of Christian martyrs and their acts of sacrifice for love, in 496 AD, Pope Gelasius added St. Valentine's Day to the liturgical calendar as a day to commemorate the martyred saints named Valentine. But it wasn't until the Middle Ages that St. Valentine became solidified as the Day of Love. The European Middle Ages was an era of courtly love as romantic sentiments of devotion between couples were celebrated in music, poems, and paintings. The word Valentine soon became synonymous with lover in poems and songs by the end of the 15th century. And in 1381, poet Geoffrey Chaucer wrote a love poem celebrating romantic partnership. And in 1797, there was a book called The Young Man's Valentine Writer, which offered tips to young men for writing love poems to their crushes. And this was right around the time that printed Valentine's Day cards began production. By the 19th century, Cupid came into the picture and began to shape the imagery of St. Valentine's Day. If you want to know the dramatic tale of love behind Cupid's origin, watch my last video on Cupid. So from a pagan holiday to martyred priest and an English poet, Valentine's Day has taken the form of an ancient ritual, a religious celebration, and an artistic expression of love. And now it's a massive commercial holiday. But all these transformation of the day means Valentine's Day can truly be whatever one would like it to be, an expression of love and appreciation for oneself or those in our lives in all forms, friends, family, significant others, and even our pets. Just as love can come in many forms, so can it be in the way we celebrate it. Well, that's all for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more content like this. I love you all, and as always, thank you so much for watching.